Hey, we're back in the building, and we have a very special guest with us this week. Alex, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, my pleasure.
If you're not familiar with Alex, I don't know how, because he's basically been part of the CPP of like some of the AI companies as the first, as I discussed in a direct chat with him. So he's an OG of the space. He's on YouTube, he's on X, he's everywhere you basically should be following content. And yeah, really awesome that you're joining us this week. We're going to watch some of your videos, and congrats on the recent one that you've launched with Seedance and stuff. That's so fun. I love that you added yourself as well as a character. This is just such a great way to integrate it. Yeah, Andrew has no idea about this, and this is kind of the point of the show. It's he's got a live reaction, and I purposely hold things back from him so that you can get a true reaction on stream. And it's really, really fun. We've got loads of people tuning in from all around the world. I usually kick off the show by saying, if you're new here, let us know whereabouts in the world you're tuning in from and what your interest in generative AI is, what sort of fields you're working in. I can see lots of the OGs tuning in straight away. We've got Lara, we've got Martin, we've got lots of people coming through to YouTube. Let's see if the LinkedIn link is working. Andrew, have you seen the LinkedIn link working? I'm not quite sure.
Jump on LinkedIn now. Let's see. Usually we get a notification. Nothing's there. Typical YouTube.
I've got little green ticks in the top right-hand corner, so that's usually a good sign. But I can't see any LinkedIn commenters yet, so that's not a good sign. But yeah, maybe they're going to come in throughout the show. Should be another really, really fun one. Hey, there we go. LinkedIn commenter. Thank you so much. That confirms we are live through LinkedIn as well. It's a multi-stream this week. Alex has hooked it up as well, streaming through his YouTube as well, which is super cool that we can do this. I've been arguing with our little WhatsApp group that these live shows are actually the format we should really focus on this year, because so much of our feeds is just going to become generative AI in every other domain. You know, organic posts, ads, all of it really. And live streaming and this sort of like live interaction with a live community and featuring your comments on the stream and stuff is going to become something we seek, I think, in this abundance of AI that we're about to enter into. Seedance is really going to up the game though. That's what we've been talking about the last few weeks, Alex. It's just like the quality level that is now provided by the tools that we've got. Obviously, it's not on a full rollout yet, and I believe USA and other people have still not got direct access, but it has been rolled out to large parts of Europe now and other parts of the world as well. So more and more people essentially are getting access to these cutting edge tools, which we've been very fortunate to be part of the CPP, and obviously you were the first member of the CPP, I think you told me, which is literally OG status right there, like kicking it off. Like, how did that even happen? Like, how did you encourage them into a CPP, or what was the step there?
At that point, there was
wow, that's crazy.
They contacted me to, I don't know, try it out, and I was like, sure. It was, I think, 1.5 years ago when the platform launched or something, and it was very early. And I told them, hey, I like this. Like, let's keep this going. And yeah, I had.
Did they reach out through X on DM or?
Sorry.
Did they reach out through X and DM because they saw you posting about other people's tools and they said, look, we have a tool. Can you try this out? Was that the? That goes to show, you know, just putting yourself out there will get those inbound leads consistently. And you're so like prolific with all of this. You make so many AI videos, and so many AI companies can therefore contact you knowing, you know, you're going to be a valuable member of the CPP partner program of our tool. And Alex is one to secure, and it's a very good position you put yourself in, essentially.
Yeah, I like this thing where it's not necessarily like a one-directional street. Like I like to do this both ways. Like if they give me this opportunity, I'll give a lot of product feedback and models and everything back. And I think that's what a creative partnership should be. But yeah,
I agree. Yeah, back and forth feedback.
For Benichu, it was very interesting because for like a year, I think more than a year, I had like an account where everything costed zero, and I was like, okay. Recently, they introduced costs for me, so okay, cool, it's fine. But
I'm hearing you really well, Alex, but a few people in the audience are saying it's a bit hard to hear you. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've got headphones on, or I'm not sure. Is there any way that you can boost your gain a little bit, or now it's
turned all the way up. Is it better?
Hey, yeah, that's better. Give us a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you can hear Alex better.
Yeah. It's always weird because I hear you perfectly fine, honestly. I think maybe it's the headphone setup, but yeah. In the past, people have said I had one channel of audio, which was really annoying. I was coming through just the left or the right channel because of certain like browsers that they were tuning in from, and StreamYard has this like stereo split thing. So it might be just StreamYard, just to let you know. Oh no, I'm hearing an echo now.
Oh no, listen, wait. Because there was a StreamYard option. I'll fix it now.
All right, cool. Where did that echo just start from? That's weird.
I didn't hear an echo on mine.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's just stopped. Yeah, I was just hearing my voice repeat back to myself.
So now it should be better. It was an auto-adjusting microphone volume settings.
Yeah, honestly, every single stream thing that we try in different places, LinkedIn's native one is different to YouTube, and StreamYard's different to that. And yeah, we have the exact same thing.
Well, we figured it out in less than a minute. So
yay, there we go. The tech guys are on it.
Exactly.
We're on it.
We got to work that out. The volume.
Where are you, Andrew? You're in some like, is this your new house you're in, or where are you?
Yes, I've moved over the weekend. I was moving.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm finally in my new house. I've got my new, this room, I'm going to call it my studio room. So I'm going to set up my equipment, everything. I've even recently bought one of these, the Mac Minis. I'm going to play around with these. You got one as well? Yeah. Cheers.
I'm on my Mac Mini right now, so yeah, we're.
So I need to set that up. But the problem is, and you probably hear. I don't know how
the echo. Yeah.
Can you hear the echo when I?
It's not too bad, but the obviously like some soundproofing is going to really help that because of the distribution on the walls.
Yeah, so that's the only thing. But apart from that, you're going to see this background a lot when I'm delivering videos.
Yeah, nice. Well, it's good to have a permanent setup. Congrats, the move wasn't too painful, mate. You know, we say how painful moving can be, and it's good that it wasn't that painful.
Exactly. It wasn't too bad. I've had worse, put it that way.
Yeah.
So Dan said, what do I need a Mac Mini for? Now, some people are doing it for AI agents. Mainly, the main one is OpenClaw. I'm actually doing it because I just need a desktop. And I remember chatting to you ages ago, Chris, about, I think you was talking about the Mac Minis and stuff. So I've been just meaning to get it for a while. I just didn't have a permanent place. Now I've got a permanent place. I've got one. I probably will be using it for OpenClaw. I'm sure, Alex, you use it for multiple things.
Hey, it is ready to start. It's not like it's ready to be just pressing play, but I've been way too busy to...
client work and that.
It's there. Like I got it recently, like a couple of weeks ago, and it's set up, but it's not ready to go. But yeah, it's for agents and doing stuff basically... automatically while I sleep.
While you're making videos, it'll be doing everything else. Yeah,
because there's a lot of researching going on, right? And I think that's going to be my main one. My main thing is going to be researching overnight all the things that I want to do the next day. So I make a plan of attack, and then the next day I have all the things I want, and then I can go on from there.
Nice, good idea. Thanks, Eric. Nice beard there. The only reason this beard is here is purely because I can't find my shaver. That's the reason I've moved. I have no idea where my shaver is. So that's the reason why I've got a beard today. And Miriam, thank you. The stone wall is actually, it's just a random part of the wall, but the rest of the wall is white. So it's just a random part of the wall, and the rest of it is white. But yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, yep, this is going to be where I'm going to be filming.
Just muted us. I just muted us because I'm getting a little bit of echo again.
I'm hearing an echo when you speak, Chris.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I don't know why that is. Oh, maybe it's me. I'm not sure.
I'm only hearing it when you speak. Oh, actually, I'm hearing me. It's like you've got the sound in the background on.
When I mute Alex, it goes away, and I don't know if it's like a feedback thing or I don't know what it is.
Wait, so there is an option that keeps getting enabled, the echo thing. So
yeah, echo cancellation, or I'm not sure. Yeah.
But
now, there, it's gone, and it's gone now.
I don't know why it keeps unmuted. It keeps unchecking it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's always fun to have these little bugs when you're first going live through your account. So I apologize to your community that we're streaming to, you know, that sometimes this just happens, especially with new software and restreaming and all of that. But yeah, like, let's get into the news, guys. We've got tons and tons of stuff to get through. It's been another crazy week. One of the first videos that actually really caught my eye is actually part of the Seedance announcements. Now, this is going to be interesting, and I wonder if you've actually had any experience with this, Alex. We haven't had a chance to have a go on this yet. But essentially, CapCut are launching a video studio, Andrew. Okay. It's basically going to be like an AI production workspace, kind of like where we've been seeing other workspaces in the, you know, FreePic spaces, Weavy, you know, all of these other places, Flora. So we've got this quick video to watch. Let's check it out. Nice little demo there, huh? Nicely put together for sure. And just interesting that in general that they're going to be launching this studio because it looks familiar and it looks like quite a few of the other ones we've been watching, but it could become a powerhouse essentially. So if you're into this sort of thing, it looks like it's going to be a very competitive thing. All of the things I thought were super exciting are just what excites me about Seedance in general, Alex, in that you can upload sound, you can upload video, you can upload images, you can even upload multiple video in Omni, which is so cool. And MetaPuppet told us about that when he came on the show, saying, you know, you can use the motion from video 1 and use the color from video 2 and at these things, and it's going to be a real weapon to see this sort of thing, honestly. But yeah, exciting. A nice little demo video to put together as well, huh?
When is that available?
Good question. I think it's probably now in certain regions. Is that right? Like, you know, as in, I don't know that the whole world has got access to this, and it will depend where you're tuning in from, probably. But yeah, it's been on a sort of global rollout, sort of week by week, hasn't it? There were 10 countries initially that got access to CapCut Seedance. Then there were like more rollouts the last week with Europe and other places. But the USA is not one of them, interestingly, you know, and it's just been well, they're not quite sure how they're going to access this, when they're going to access this, but it's a role reversal, mate, because, you know, usually we're told as Europeans, oh, yeah, so the USA is going to get this and we're not quite ready to launch in Europe yet. We're going to have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And the opposite's been true in this case. The USA is the last to get this one, which is kind of crazy.
I think it's politics. That's the reason why.
It is politics.
Yeah.
It's specifically Hollywood and, you know, others that are going, look, you need a lot more guardrails on this before you can have this in the USA, essentially, you know.
Do you have access to this, Alex?
Yes. And
You
I actually knew this was coming a few months ago. I had a few interviews with ByteDance, and I gave them a lot of pointers in some very long discussions. So
nice.
How do you play with the final version yet? But I knew this was coming.
Okay. How do you find it? Is it quite easy to use, intuitive?
Well, from what I saw from the video, the demo, like from a couple of days ago, like I have access to it. I have it open here now, but I actually wanted to see if I have it. But it's very interesting, and it's this whole platform that everyone is kind of converging towards, right? Where you set up your characters, your locations, your style, and then just change it however you want in whatever way possible, right? Because I think that's the idea, giving you like the, I don't want to say the Figma of video production, but pretty much it's like an infinite canvas where anything is possible, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it looks like the agent and other things, so they're taking a bits of what others are doing really well, which is, you know, just the trend, essentially. We even saw 11 Labs have a full studio now where you can go and do all this stuff, as well as their own native tools. And
11 Studio, that creative space is amazing. I honestly think like 11 Labs is doing a great job, and they have
I agree.
They have some very unique models of their own, bringing on the others. What makes CapCut and ByteDance so special is that now they have everything. They have the video, they have the image, they have the LLM. And honestly, for the past like couple of weeks, I've been playing mostly with like Seed 2.0, right? Their LLM.
Very good.
Thumbs up. Wow. I wouldn't say it's better than like Claude at the moment, but it's strong. It has.
I actually really appreciated your feedback in our group about that. The idea of talking to Seed LLM to, you know, like, why is my Seedance 2 prompts not working? And this is so genius because obviously it's the thing that's running the video model as well inside of it. And that's why it's so, brilliant piece of advice there. If you do have access to Seedance, then use Seed LLM in order to, you know, ask it why that you might be getting issues with your prompt going through. And it's the best one to give you feedback on that.
Now, very hot tip. Right now on Byte Plus, it's free, right? You can use it like, instead of paying like, I don't know, $200 to any other competitors, you have the same thing for free. And I don't know how much you're going to keep it, but on Byte Plus, you have Seed 2.0 Pro, Dollar Seed. I know they're rebranding into like the Chinese brand Dollar Seed 2.0 Pro. It's a long name, but it's available on Byte Plus. And it's, I've been crafting my Seedance prompt through it.
Very smart.
And since then, I've had maybe, let's say, under 2% maybe of prompts blocked because it knows what, and it actually explains to you very well, like, oh yeah, this was causing it. Like, I'm going to give you a quick example. I had something like, I wanted a scene in my latest video where I'm being chased by a T-Rex, and it was just not running through. I was like, what's going on? I kept reading the prompt. I was like, there's nothing here. It's just me in a tuxedo running away from a T-Rex. And Seed 2.0 Pro told me that the model considers a human being chased by weird all of a sudden. Are we still here?
You just froze for like 2 seconds. I
don't know. So anyway, the model, like the Seed 2.0 Pro told me that the model considers a human being chased by a larger animal harmful, and it did not want to do it no matter what. I was like, okay. So then I changed the prompt, me feeding a cookie to a mammoth. So I was like, okay, cool. That worked. It was like, I wanted a prehistoric animal. That's
hilarious. And this is why it was such a good tip when you told me, because you just don't know what the guardrails are, but the Seed LLM will know a lot more of those guardrails and be able to advise you things that may seem innocuous or may seem random even. And like, this is the thing about algorithms that people are chasing social media. They're always scratching their head trying to understand exactly how they work when actually nobody even really knows how they work, you know.
Yeah, on the
And
same idea, talking with Grok to understand what you do well or what you don't do well on X, it's amazing. Like I had at one point a super long conversation with Grok on X through replies, and I asked everything about my account, and people were following. I was like, oh, this is great info, because as always, the better the questions you ask, the better the output, right? So I knew what to ask. And since then, I honestly, like, I understood a lot more on how it thinks for a good post and what works and what doesn't. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't always apply it because I'm not like that. I'm not chasing, I don't know, views or like followers or whatever. I just want to do cool shit. That's it. If I do cool shit, I'm happy.
I actually said to Andrew in a previous episode, I can't believe that other social medias don't have their form of Grok yet. You know, like how they all own AI companies too. You know, Meta has their own AI, like everyone, LinkedIn has their own AI, but nobody except for X and Grok have actually integrated these two things directly to make it useful into one another. And I don't know if that's because of backlash or whether or not, you know, they think it can be abused in some way or
really pretty ruthless in the beginning, right? Grok was like very rough, but they limited a couple of weeks ago. They limited to only Premium Plus subscribers that can reply. So,
really?
Yeah. I heard about that.
Oh, sorry, verified. Is it verified users? I think it's verified users.
Right. Verified users. Yeah.
But I think
it's still quite surprising. Sorry, Andrew. What?
Oh no, I was thinking. I think you have to pay now to get that blue tick. In X.
You have to pay to subscribe to get verified, and then only verified users can use it because of the abuse. You know, it just gets like tens of thousands of requests from like bot accounts and stuff, probably, which is just going to like completely kill the. Honestly, I thought maybe only Elon can like harbor this level of stuff, you know, with his actual, you know, servers and stuff that he has, because it must be insane how much Grok is being used for the wrong reasons, let's say, just abused and stuff like that, like thousands of times a minute or something crazy like that. So maybe that's why others haven't taken the plunge and directly integrated it. Anyway, we've got loads of news to get through, guys. I'm going to keep going with the videos, and then we're going to get into your videos, Alex, and showcase exactly what you've been making with all of this Seedance stuff. So that'll be really fun. The next one is Krea, which is one that we don't hear from a lot, honestly, but it has like real-time edits of images and multiple prompts at once, and it's always been one of those ones that I found fascinating. So let's watch the Krea video. So just a simple little annotations thing. I'm seeing annotations and layers and other things being very popular at this stage at the moment. So it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Like Krea has always been one of those ones in the background, Andrew, that is just quietly building, you know, and they do really interesting. Have you dabbled a lot with Krea, Alex?
Not as much.
It's an interesting one, isn't it?
I'm friends with, like, I could say I'm friends with the founders, and we've met in different circumstances, and I really like what they're doing. It's a bit different than anyone else, and they have an interesting like angle with this like whole real time thing, and but and they have their own models right now, and I think their big thing is like I encountered this. Not with one or two, but with multiple enterprises. They have a good enterprise plan where like companies actually use it like internally. So I think that's something, because it's very, I don't know, customizable. It's a very interesting proposition for artists. It's more of an artist platform than Freepik or Higgsfield or any others, I think.
We've got someone here saying, I think of Krea as a platform for portraits. I didn't think to use it like this. And that is probably what many people do, is they pigeonhole it as one or two things they've seen it being able to do. You're right, Alex. I think the interesting thing that they do, though, is different experiences. Like you said, the live image rendering and it just feels different, like to
Live
other
video
people's.
as well.
Yeah, live video. It's really interesting. And then adding things like annotations, I'm sure, is feedback from their community about things they'd like to have. So that's a pro to them as well, that they're listening to the feedback and adding features that people are asking for. Layers is the thing everyone's asked for. And me and you are, big into music. So we're going to get into that later in the show, because if you want to stick around,
the Krea founders are big into music as well.
I know they are. I've heard that. And I think layers in music are genius. WAV stems are the best thing that we've had since LLM music came out. Like the ability to download the kick separately to the other instruments and then go into our DAWs, just like Premiere Pro for video or whatever. You go to Logic Pro and then you just layer up your things, and it's incredible. But yeah, on that side of things, honestly, I could go all day. It's just music LLMs are so far ahead in many regards to image and video, in that you can layer things instantly and take those stems and do whatever you want to remix them and remaster them and do all of that. But yeah, it seems the image is just now catching up, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think that with Canva announced recently that they're adding layers to at Canva.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a big thing, because layers really, it kind of came, as you said, the music world, but also if you're a Photoshop user as well, if you're good on Photoshop.
Yeah, PSD files, exactly.
Canva, I do believe Canva is in such a good position, because when they acquired Leonardo, they made Leonardo AI their research lab, and JJ, with whom I worked a lot, the former CEO of Leonardo and the founder, is heading AI for Canva, right? So he's a brilliant guy. He was one of the OGs in AI, in the AI space, and he's a huge creative guy. I think he comes from a gaming background. And anyway, great guy all around, and he's heading this division, and they are doing amazing things at Canva. I see for my wife, because she's using it for her social media, and I'm like, how did you do that? I had no idea Canva launched this. This is amazing. Because I'm not a Canva user. I come from a Photoshop, Figma background.
Right.
I've been using Photoshop. It's 2026. I've been using Photoshop for 30 years now. Wow.
Yeah, I remember you saying. And
the first time I used Photoshop. Damn.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. It's an OG thing. And Paul would be the same. The producer in the back end of this show, he's been using it for as long as, everyone started with it. And it's kind of interesting that Canva came out of nowhere, really, for people that weren't Photoshop users, and became that simpler to use thing. But more and more AI, as you said, acquisitions, this year's going to be a battle, I tell you. Because when you think about Figma acquiring Weavy, Leonardo getting acquired by Canva, and all of these, what we predicted, Andrew, the hottest models will get acquired by the big OGs, and they'll get incorporated into the larger tool, and then it will be a battle of the giants that we'll see in the AI race. And this feels like the year for it, honestly.
Yes, acquisitions game. That's what's going.
It is. Meta knows this better than anybody. By the way, Meta's been buying up their competition for decades. So, so many potential acquisitions that could change the game. And apparently Midjourney have changed their game, in that when they added their API to Meta's image model, they've almost doubled or tripled their annual revenue.
Oh,
because
really?
essentially now, which is crazy when you think about it. Because everyone has been screaming for Midjourney API since version 3, I think. And then suddenly they exclude one license to Meta, which can stabilize their annual revenue when they're not shipping the hottest products, to be honest with you. Not that many people were impressed with it, because we're also spoiled with Nano Banana and its consistent things. I will argue, though, to people that aren't in the know technically, Midjourney is still a diffusion model, and what we're playing with now is auto-regressive models, which are completely foundationally different. That's why you should always use Midjourney for its aesthetics and its things, and not expect it to do such accuracy, because it's not an auto-regressive model. They may launch one in the future, but they've been diffusions since the start, and it is very different.
Yeah, there was a reply there by David when they launched V8, and he said something along the lines, I can't remember exactly, but to paraphrase was like, we're gonna keep doing this. So they are not really interested in doing any other types of
and like I said, you shouldn't see it as that until they start getting into the auto-aggressive side of things. It will always be an aesthetics pleasing SREF thing. Yeah. The thing that's hard for us is SREFs don't continue. From version 6 to version 7, they changed, and version 7 to version 8, they're changing, and they don't look like they used to. So it's hard to build something like profiles and SREF codes and all of this when every model, it just looks totally different. It's hard to just build something that keeps building. Otherwise, you feel like you're starting from scratch again each model launch with them, which is, a really tough place to be in, because you've got to rank pairs and do this and do that, and it takes so much setup compared to everyone else. Plus,
what I hate most about this, because I was interviewed also by the information about this, like Midjourney V8, and I said the same things. Yeah. I was like, listen, by the time I'm done with like all the testing and ranking and making the mood boards and models to see what works and what doesn't, my fast hours from my mega plan were almost out. And I was like, listen, I did your research until now. Like, what's this? And now I have to buy credits again, and then hopefully it works. I don't know, in that moment, plus paired with, the attitude towards influencers that criticize them, I went and canceled my plan for the first time since the beginning. And I honestly do not want to use any Midjourney onwards.
It's tough, isn't it?
I was really upset with their V8 rollout and how they treated content creators that we supported them for years. We did so much promotional content for Midjourney, everyone. And then they just was like, don't criticize us because it feels that you spread bad vibes to us. I was like, what do you mean? Like, and he basically was alluding to Javi Lopez, who criticized the hands thing that went viral, and he replied like, I think you're prompting wrong. Like,
Javi Lopez is from Magnific, Andrew. He's the CEO of Magnific.
And one of the executives of FreePic, and he's one of the top tier AI people in the space. And that moment,
he's literally created foundational upscaling models that were sold to FreePic. This guy is like one of the world's leading experts, and they're criticizing his prompting. I saw that on the thread, and I felt that's just not right. Get some context about who you're commenting to. It's unprofessional as well. Like, as you said, Alex, it just feels wrong. Tonally, as a brand, as a PR manager of the past, that's just not the way you act on social media, even if that's how you feel. It comes off as childish, and
among others, we were featured in Midjourney magazine in year 1. We had our things there. I had like a gallery in New York with my Midjourney artwork. I presented it as like Midjourney, and then I make one bad comment and goes like, don't. Why? Like, it's a
stack of them. Look, I've still got a massive stack of the Midjourney magazines.
I have them here as well.
From version 1 as well. And you know what? Just before we go on to the next news piece, I will say lots of the people watching, like Eric and Glenn and others that I've now met in person, we all actually discovered that Midjourney version 4 was our magic moment. The moment that we first were like, wow, this AI thing is going to change the world. We all had that nostalgic moment that now David and others are not realizing how customers are dropping like flies that had that magical moment with Midjourney. Like version 3 and 4 was so special to so many people. They saw the potential for all of this, and they've gone to launch massive YouTube channels, and now you're losing them as someone that's going to talk about them publicly. Even Tim from Theoretically Media, who's in our group, said, guys, I can't believe how low the views are on my latest Midjourney version 8 YouTube thing, because just nobody's looking for this anymore, because they're just falling off. And so with no API, this attitude publicly. You know, we really do. Hopefully the Midjourney have a change of attitude. Anyway, let's keep going with the news, and then we're going to watch some of Alex's pieces. Something that we've been keeping an eye on, and not many people do. Runway adds loads of different widgets to its thing, and we're actually going to be entering into the Runway ad competition and showing a load of Runway ads that are like part of this competition straight after this. And it seems that they've thought about this and thought about making tools that can actually help you shape ad concepts, which is a good idea, honestly. I wish others would do this. So let's see what they've launched.
Last week, we announced the big ad contest for products that don't exist. Today, I'm excited to share a new app in Runway that makes it super fun and easy to visually ideate on shots, concepts, or narrative beats for whatever ad that you happen to be working on. It's called Ad Conceptor, and here's how it works. Open up the app and upload your scene image. In this case, we have our character Tooth here holding a toothbrush in a bathrobe. Then upload your product image. We've got some toothpaste. And finally, the prompt for your ad concept. An ad where the character wakes up in random unexpected places and yet never seems flustered because he's able to brush his teeth. Now click the generate button, and when it's done, you'll have 3 beautiful image grids that visually represent your story. These grids are an amazing way to find new ideas for narrative beats, shot compositions, and unexpected moments. To extract any image from the grid, drop the full grid image into the image tool, select Nano Banana Pro, and prompt to upscale a specific image within the grid. Then of course you can turn those images into videos, or take those ideas and start generating new images for your ad. Ad Conceptor is available now inside of Runway, and we hope you enjoy using it.
So I actually had to go on the Door Labs version of this because the Door brothers came onto the show a few months ago, Alex, and they actually launched Door Labs, which is their sort of tools that they do as well. And they had this grid creator thing as well, which is essentially drag in, you know, your hero image and then get like 9 gridded things that are potential to use. It's kind of like a slot machine if you think about it, because you're not quite sure what you're going to get. So it's kind of like a random creative slot machine, and that you keep pulling the slot until you see something that could inspire maybe a first or last frame in the ad concept that you're going to make. And then it shows that you're like upscaling this with Nano Banana. Now, you know, you don't necessarily need to do this through Runway's thing. It's just made it a lot easier for people instead of knowing advanced Nano Banana prompts in order to do this. Essentially, you can do this through Nano Banana itself, but they've given you this easy drop down, add your image widget type thing within Runway, which is a good idea if you ask me. I wish more people would create these easy apps that people can just go and use, because people are constantly asking us how to do this.
It's funny. Like I honestly, I'm so I don't know how to say, like impressed by how this like 3x3 grid or 2x2 caught on. And it all started with a prompt from Tehala. He was the first one to do it.
I remember, Tehala, and I think he collabed with the Door brothers to make the Door Labs thing because it was a viral X post. Yeah, you're right.
So, he's my best buddy in the AI space, right? Me and Tehala.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that's like we
need to get him on the show.
Yeah. So Tehala is amazing. I think he's the best prompter out there. Like he comes up with these crazy things. So he showed it to me. I was like, oh my God, this, like, you're right. So I took his, like, he posted, went viral, and meanwhile I coded my own app doing exactly this. Like
oh, you did? Oh wow, that's a very smart.
I never made it public, right? And then
you just use it for yourself internally.
Yeah, I chose not to make it public.
Smart. Yeah, I mean, this is the discussion I actually had with Jonathan on a midnight thing. He literally said to me, look, we use this internally. I could make it into sort of a lead magnet. Would you actually use it through the Door Labs? And would you buy credits to use it and all of this stuff? And I said to him, you know, this sort of thing is going to really help people, because if you've used it internally for a long time, that's the exact type of thing that people are going to want to use to make their own videos and stuff like this. So your decision to keep it internally there was an interesting one. And, you know, we've had several Weavy flows and other things where we're like, should we make this public? Like Rory does that all the time. Rory Flynn, you know, he just goes public with all of his stuff on the idea that the attention and the expertise he's showcasing through Weavy and their live streams will bring him in the leads that he wants and stuff, which is, you know, but you are just, you're so connected, like, as in, like, you were so OG in a lot of these. I know that you're working with a lot of these companies already, so perhaps you don't see it as that lead generation requirement. If you see what I said.
No, like, you know what I did when I saw it, like, it's a very interesting tool. I just told the Hicksfield product team, I was like, guys, do something with this, because I use Hicksfield
right.
I was like, just do it, because I'm not like. What's the point of me doing a tool when you guys can implement it and it's already in my workflow? So I was like, hey, can we do something like this? So that's where what's next came from. Hicksfield scenes, angles, like they were all discussions along like with their marketing and product team. So like,
Andrew, it just goes along this theme, right? Which is. It just goes along this theme. Sorry, Alex. That you know, when something becomes a really good feature, others will have to add it because you know we all use multiple of these tools. And I remember the very first one when Runway and Rory did the motion brush. You know, this very first idea of a bird was moving across the thing and you were drawing it on the screen. Suddenly, everyone was talking about adding motion brush to their product because it was such a valuable feature and yada. I wonder where they came up with that idea, you know? Maybe it's the pressure from the community that why has Runway got this but nobody else has, you know? Like, and that's...
This is why the creative partnerships are so important, because like you keep these kinds of people close. And I keep reiterating this. I don't think there's anyone out there that's prompting more than the AI community on X, like, because we post multiple times a day different things, innovative. Like I told Hicksfield as well, I was like, you guys are amazing at prompting, but I don't think you guys like prompt as much as we do. Like, honestly, their videos are amazing, and I know their team. Jesus, like those videos that they do, sometimes I'm like, okay, that was a lot of work to get like one of those like 10-minute shorts done. Like that Arena, what was Arena something, a 10-minute short that they did. I was like, okay, that's amazing. That's. But we try so many new things every day because that's what I don't know. That's what a content creator does in the AI space. Find new ways of how you can use. Like right now, I'm extremely obsessed with LTX. Like it's my number one obsession. Like LTX audio to video and LTX, like finding how can you do it locally, everything. It's amazing. And I've done some things I was like, wow, it's...
You and Theoretically Media Tim share that in common then, because he got me to download it as well locally, Andrew, and have a play around with these open source models. I told you they're catching up, mate. These open source models are extremely close, like way closer than people think. LTX Studio, LTX models, it's like fascinating. Like you can get 1080p, you can get, you know, you can, you can.
Yes.
It's gonna be really competitive this year from both big companies pushing, new startups pushing, but also open source catching up. We've got your first video ready to go, Alex. I'm excited. For people that don't know you, you know, we got a lot of our LinkedIn audience and YouTube audience that may not have seen this stuff, and Andrew has not seen this as well. So real reactions from the community and from the co-hosts. First one we're going to be watching is, but AI will never be able to do this. Do you want to give us any context to this video, or do you want us to watch the video raw and then you can give some context after?
One thing. It's a summary of all my comments on X, on LinkedIn, on Instagram or whatever. It's a summary of what people told me, and I was like, okay, let's put it into a video.
That's brilliant. We saw Simon Meyer's one that was Instagram comments as well the other week, which was genius. So I love that setup. Let's watch it.
These damn AI video generators, they think they know everything, but they can't even get a simple human joint right.
You see this? This is the real thing. AI can't render this.
The problem with these machines is that they lack spatial awareness. They don't understand how a body occupies a space.
Algorithms completely fail to grasp the sacred geometry and proportions of the human form.
I mean, look at this crap. Used to need a guy in a mask to make a monster. Now,
Some code monkey types a prompt, and you get this digital Frankenstein.
It's horrific, isn't it?
They lack the solid structure of human bones and joints.
The funny thing about synthetic video, it's always the hands and faces that give it away.
Ah, forget about it. These AI guys, they think they can just copy and paste a real guy's anatomy, but they don't get it.
Algorithms simply cannot capture the charming, natural imperfections of a genuine human smile.
It's a damn shame, you know?
You ever notice that? Everything's getting so fake. I'm not sure I like it.
The manager says it's the future of service.
But where's the artisanal charm, the human touch?
It's strange, isn't it?
Anything can be faked. Any face, any event. Visual truth is obsolete.
Oh, that's interesting. How so?
They can make you say anything now. Anything.
But it's not real.
It's not a game anymore. They're fabricating entire battles.
It's like they've never even heard of a reaction shot. Tell me about it. They think action means just shaking the camera and cutting every 2 seconds. And the framing, it's always a garbled mess. You can't tell who's hitting who. I trust a toddler with a crayon more than this thing. Cheers!
I think it's beautiful. It's like the AI is trying to understand humanity, but it's just glitchy. It's like a soul trying to get out. There must be something real, isn't there?
The only thing that's real is that they're winning.
Do you think these memories can ever truly have a soul?
Wait, so if this is a prompt, then what are we? We're not even having a conversation. We're just lines in a prompt. And if the prompt defines us, then our identity is just a simulation of a simulation.
Algorithmic art is just the latest bourgeois scam, churning out soulless garbage for the masses.
Yeah. Love it.
Bravo. Bravo.
So many questions.
Before you get into your questions, I want to just make a comment. I can see Andrew when he's in the green room, when we're behind the scenes, and he was beaming throughout that entire video, Alex. And this is why we do the raw reaction, so that he's not seen this, because he was literally smiling through that entire thing. So you kept his attention, you kept him smiling. It's brilliant, mate. Anyway, Andrew, you go to town on your questions.
First off, there's a really good question by Ziggurat, and it said, I don't think that AI haters have knowledge to understand the irony of this piece, which is a really
exactly. I think exactly that.
Yeah, so before I even get into my question, let's ask this question from the audience. So brilliant. How long did it take to produce and how many credits?
Oh, well, so CapCut asked me, again, because I'm a global ambassador for CapCut, and they gave me like very early access. I was like, can you showcase it? But we want you to post it. This was like when it was like, okay, Seedance was just like in China, and I was like, okay, cool, thanks. I'll post it. And they gave me the credits, so it was like I didn't necessarily count them, but it took me like a day to come up with to gather all the comments and then put them into an LLM and make like something that makes sense from start to finish. Because I like this, like cutting multiple clips and putting them like in different things. And then each scene is directed in the style of a director. For example, this is Nolan, and you can see there are like a lot of different directors in the scene. But yeah, I don't know. I started somewhere like maybe 10, 11 a.m. Finished it like in the evening. There were other ideas in the beginning, but in the end I was like, okay, it has to. Exactly how who said it in that the haters will not understand the irony of this piece. That was the point. Like that was the whole point of it. And when I posted, I was like, hey, this is funny. And watching it now as well, I laughed the entire way, and I knew it. I didn't.
It's an inside baseball joke to everyone in the know. You know, like the fingers on the fingers was the bit when I was really laughing, as someone else pointed out in the comments. You know, there was certain, like this opening scene, by the way, was brilliant as well. Like with the chicken feet and the extra eye. Yeah, all of the doubt. Remember Dave when he came on the podcast, Andrew, Dave Clark, and he said he had this action scene, and someone's comment was, was, oh, the bullets aren't flying out the gun. And he goes, look, if this is your only problem with this piece, give it 6 months, and that will be not something that you're commenting on in the future, because if it's good story, it's a good story. It's just limited by the tech as of now. But now we're at Seedance 2, and literally action scenes look incredible, as we're going to see from some of your next pieces. And Alex, you know, it's kind of insane where we're at now, like where these tools are what we get to play around with. And being a global ambassador, having early access, being the CPP first, this gets you like, it's actually unbelievable, because when I follow your posts, I know that you've been using this tool to make things, and other people don't have access to this. So I'm seeing what's about to be, you know, and it's a very powerful position to be in. Honestly, we've been very thankful as well to be part of the Dreamina CPP and the VO CPP and many other CPPs. Thank you so much. You know, Free Pick, others that have all added us to this. It's invaluable. And that's why, Andrew, it's hard to answer the credits thing, because we're very fortunate, you know, that we have this CPP access, and credits aren't really a thing that we have to abide by. But other people, they need to know, you know.
Yeah, I guess they look at that and think, I would love to create something like that. How much is it going to cost? I think that's kind of like the mindset of
But do you know where we're at now, right? Is we're at a place where if you've got this idea, you can literally pitch it to these companies. And Higgsfield has an originals, Freepick has an originals. You know, they're actually buying ideas now. So again, you can get access separate to the CPP to just get credits that they will fund you making
I will
something.
take this. It's very important, because like this question comes up so often. Like, how much can a short cost? Like, I think right now with let's say $300, you can make a short film that you can pitch it to somebody, which before was not that it costed too much, but it was impossible to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I think with $200-300 in credits, you can do something nice. This wouldn't have costed more than a subscriptions cost, for example, because it's short. It's not that many clips in it. But I do invest a lot in credits as well. It's not that I get all of them from CPPs. In the first month when I got access to Seedance on CapCut in Dreamina, I spent like over $2,000 testing every angle, every type of prompt style, whatever. And now I know what works and what doesn't. That's why probably Seed 2.0 helped me to reduce the ones that don't go through. But now I don't get prompts blocked or whatever, because I know what works and what doesn't. So
what was that site you said? You said C 2.0. What's the
it's
URL?
Byte Plus. Byte Plus he said is where you want to go access that right now for free, and it will be very expensive. So it's kind of that golden era that you always talk about, Angie. You know, where you've got kind of. Right now, it's on a limited, you know, if you go to Byte Plus and you can use it for free, but no doubt it will be very costly through other places and available worldwide very, very soon. The next one we've got for you, Alex, 3 p.m. wedding. Anything you want to give us as like context here? Again, you know, it's a live reaction, so it's funny that you can set this up in whichever way you want.
So I've had my wedding 6 months ago. So I have some very nice pictures taken of me. Thank you. I've had some very nice shots taken of me we went to do like a trash the dress in Mallorca, and I'm in full tuxedo on the beach and in the cathedral. And anyway, they are very nice pictures with a professional photograph team and whatever. So I use those as a reference of me. So I was doing some testing about me in like some crazy situations throughout the history, and I forgot to prompt the attire. So it rendered me in a tuxedo in one of the shots. I was like, this seems interesting. What can I do with this? So brilliant. I decided to make a whole film with it, and I was like, what can I do with this? And I brainstormed again with Seed 2.0 Pro, and I was like, okay, let's brainstorm what is this exactly? And then I came up with the idea to go I'm going to a wedding basically, and it's a long way to there because I have a long journey, and I'm gonna spoil it, but I have a long journey to get to the wedding.
All right, let's watch it.
Hello, Zen. I'll be back soon. Weird, I don't remember Oak Street looking like this.
Oh, for Christ's sake. This is definitely not Oak Street. All right, fine. Might as well start, I suppose. Go on, then.
Sorry, lads. Oak Street? Lovely, thank you. Terribly sorry, is Oak Street much further on from here?
2 days walk. Keep the sun on your left.
Oh, great, thank you. Good luck with the rocks.
Say it. The Earth does not move.
Sorry to interrupt. Oak Street?
Third turn on the left.
Sorry, everyone. Quick question. Oak Street?
Turn left at the fountain.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Needs another coat, that, mate. Bit patchy up there.
Oh, sorry, mate. That looked like it hurt. Oak Street.
Follow the lane. Quarter mile on.
Lovely. Cheers.
Sorry about the fire, lads. Oak Street?
Oh, it was the 3rd street on the right, before it burned down.
Ah, that explains it. Cheers anyway.
Sorry. Oak Street. Also, these are very good biscuits.
Cheers. And down the road on the left.
Brilliant, thank you.
Sorry. Oak Street? Google Maps is being useless. Follow the ridge. It's on the far side of the hill.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
I meant to do that.
Mind if I go first? I'm in a bit of a rush.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm terribly sorry, officer. Is this a raid? I can wait outside.
No, don't worry about it, sir. Finish your drink.
Terribly sorry to interrupt. Oak Street?
Gate 7. Turn left outside the stadium.
Brilliant, thank you. It'll be all right, mate. You going in too, sir? Oh, no, I'm just passing through. Anyone know if Oak Street is up ahead? Sorry, lads. Quick question. Oak Street? Keep going up the beach, past the seawall. Brilliant, thank you very much. Sorry, lads. Who wanted milk? Oh, hello. Nice day for it.
Houston, there's a guest.
Don't mind me, just passing through.
So Nixon is 2 words away from resigning.
Sorry, lads. Oak Street. Google Maps is completely knackered.
This is a level 4 lockdown. No one gets in or out.
Oh, that's all right. I won't be long. Just waiting for the rain to stop.
so sorry. I think you picked up the wrong person. Terribly sorry. Do you have any signal? Google Maps says I should be there by now.
Terribly sorry. Oak Street, I appear to have taken a wrong turn.
Yeah, mate, it's the next garage along. Very sorry about this.
No trouble at all, thank you.
Who are you?
Oh, sorry, the door was open. Lovely drive so far, though.
Sorry. This thing is going to run late, isn't it?
You know what? I have absolutely no idea. Sorry, mate.
Beautiful suit. Going somewhere nice?
A wedding. I think I'm a little late.
You're still here.
Almost there, I think. I'm sure it's just around the next corner.
Look at this comment from Afro Butcher herself. I didn't know Alex was British. This is the first thing I was going to comment on. You're James Bond, Alex, suddenly. License to thrill.
Around that. First off, it was brilliant. Another really great video.
Yeah.
Great concept as well. Going through history and like some iconic things and just being there. But there were some other things that I looked at, and it was the detail. Like, for example, the bit where the guy was at the Olympics. I don't know if it was Jesse Owens, and
It was Jesse Owens.
It was, yeah. And then he was running, and then you kind of ran up next to him and touched his shoulder. It just felt so natural how someone would do that. And then the next scene, which was when they were on the war and they were coming off the ship, the way you kind of ran down the little ramp bit, like it was just little things like that. I was just like,
nuanced details. It's all in the devil is in the details. And you're so, I don't know how you make these so long, man. Like the effort you put in, because you say that, you know, you're only required to make a 30-second to 1 minute video, but that you want to make much more, you know, watchable long form pieces. So congrats on this effort, because others I see do not put nearly this amount of effort into something.
I had a lot of fun. Listen, it's so fun.
Clearly you had a lot of fun.
I'm obsessed like with history and stuff, and I visited all the the things from like
the famous moments. Yeah.
But it's also like when I was a kid, I loved Forrest Gump, and you know there's that section where he goes and meets like the whole like I don't know meets JFK, and then he goes through the history and like a lot of these things. So that was the inspiration. It's not the first one I do. I did another one for Kling where I go through history and I just morph from one scene to another. But this one, I was like, I don't know. I like doing comedy a lot, and I like pointing out the details subtly, if I can say so. That I love subtle details. If you watch this again, you will see so many details in the background.
You and Andrew will get along very well, because Andrew is sort of the master of references, you know, like he's got so many movies and music in the bank, and so he will know so many of these references. So you really, Andrew is the type of person you're appealing to.
I appreciate those things, really do.
Yeah. Like, even knowing it was Jesse Owens, you know,
like people ask me why the cookies. I wanted something that he does, I don't know, for continuity. Like he always grabs a cookie. I was like, that could be fun. So I was like, okay, let's add a cookie to almost every prompt. And the Google Maps thing, because he's confused. Well, I'm confused. Like, why doesn't Google Maps work, right? The whole idea, like from start to finish, I told Seed 2.0, I was like, he's clueless. He's in all these like weird situations, but he doesn't acknowledge it. And in the master prompt, I have like at the beginning of the prompt, I have like global rules where it says like, the character does not acknowledge where he is. He just wants to get to the wedding. Like that's the idea. So that's why I'm like always like so clueless about anything. Even in this scene, like where with the prohibition, right? The police officer, I should have let it a lot longer. He was like, "Oh, you're fine," and then he goes and like arrests everyone. That was the idea. But it didn't fit the pace, and I felt it was a bit too long. But yeah. It's like I'm not British, but that's a trick I do very often. So because
I see. When you pull it off well, you're our British cousin now. You're with the Brits, so yeah, we noticed this straight away.
If you put a British accent, I was like, he's a blah blah. I describe my age, my features, and then I was like, he has a British accent. And then most of the time, AI will do like a kind of the same British accent. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll run with it, because if I do it American, it's different. Like it's not one American, but if I say British, the AI knows one British accent, which is this, and it works for consistency. Because I could have done my voice and then edit, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, I'm going to be British. That's my character persona.
Another pro tip, you're just full of the pro tips here. Like if you're struggling with accent consistency, British is far better than American. As you said, there's so much broad. You know what's crazy about that? We actually have way more accents in Britain than America does.
I know.
But yet, like they're just, this standard English, which is like the Queen's speech, kind of James Bondy character, as you found out. By the way, funny comment by John Alexander here saying, it's so incredible how many specific events you were called. He thought you actually were going to be sitting like Forrest Gump at the end of this video.
Yes, but like it was an old lady that was the inspiration, right? I sat next to an old lady like Forrest Gump with the chocolate box, right? That was the thing, and I was like, what happens if I sit there? And it's like, oh shit, I think I'm late. And that was the end scene. And then I was like, I felt like it didn't end well. And then I added the God scene at the end where I'm in the void. And I was like, yeah, I'll keep looking for this Oak Street because I never got to the wedding. And I felt like if I was arriving at the wedding, it wouldn't have been as nice. I was like, I'll leave it in the void.
Right.
I'll keep looking for Oak Street. Maybe in part 2 I'll reach the wedding.
I was going to say you could do part 2, part 3. There's some really good questions from people. Let's ask you some of them. So Anita said, did you prompt the voice?
No, so just to clear that up, obviously we just found out, he was prompting for British, and that was his thing. Is that
it's all built in Seedance? There's no extra syncing. It's just all
in Seedance. It wasn't in 11 Labs or anything.
No.
And
it's a very clever trick, Andrew. Yeah. That's why it's a pro tip. It's a very clever trick to get around this idea of inconsistent accents. Is just ask for a standard British London accent or something like that.
I had to do like an ad with like a Boston accent, right? And I did prompt for a Boston accent. I actually asked Gemini, like, how could you describe in one short sentence Boston accent, right? And I did put it in each prompt where the character spoke, and it was a Boston accent. Like I just described the accent, and the LLM will kind of attach a voice to a face. It's not ideal, but you can give it in Seedance. You can give it an audio and says like the character speaks like this, and then you add the element and it works. But it was an extra step. I was like, it's fine. It would have taken double the time probably to do that. Yeah, and I don't want
it worked
again. Online, I'm a character. That's the character.
It really did work.
It's not necessarily me.
It really did work. And right before the show, Andrew, just to give you some like insight, right? I asked Alex, do you want to show anything other than this latest piece, which we're going to watch next, which is his Seedance full thing that he's done. And those were the 2 videos that came to mind, So that's how prolific this guy is that he's just got so many videos, even with Seedance, that he's able to supply like we've had a full segment of the show just watching his Seedance videos.
Someone also said a bit earlier, where can we watch these videos?
X.
YouTube.
Yeah. How can we find you on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, add your handle if you can. We're streaming through it right now, but if you're not subscribed, then add it to the comments and we'll feature it on the screen so that people can go subscribe over there. There we go. So go straight over to there, guys. We're restreaming through this live right now, so you'll literally see us there when you go subscribe to his channel live through there. But yeah, let's get into the next one. The first full short with Dramina AI Seedance 2.0. Do you want to give any more context to this? This is the video, basically.
Which one is this? Isn't this one that we watched? It's this one, right?
Oh, is it not? Right. Oh, so no, we just watched the 3 p.m. wedding, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was it. I did something different.
I don't know. I'm looking at the show notes. Maybe I've got totally mixed up, and I thought that we had another video to watch.
This is the one.
All right, that's the one. Well, there we go then. That's awesome. And like Andrew, he was only asked to do a 30-second piece, and then he ends up doing such like amazingly long things. It is kind of insane.
If I think we can do a 2-minute video, very nice. I'll send it to you because we talked about open source, and I sent you a link. If we can do that, I would love to show that, because that thing you can do it locally, and it's
I will send it to our producer so that he can download it whilst we're watching some ads, because the next section is going to be ads. As I said earlier in the show.
Hey, Chris, 1 second. What I would say is that if I was Google Maps, I'll be speaking to you, Alex, because that is an ad that can run on TV. You just got to put 3 or 4 really strong like parts of history as like, and then
it's
just
a great premise.
Maps in 2 or 3 of them. That's a brilliant ad for Google. If I was,
it's a genius premise.
I'll think about it for a full maybe spec ad for that.
Yeah, you should pitch it to them.
One more thing: the cat is mine. That's my real cat. His name is Zen. I used him as a reference. He was sleeping next to me. I took a picture, put him in the film exactly with the same stripes, perfectly preserved. And the second thing, the car as well. That's my car. Like it's full on, with full references. So it's very real. The location, obviously not. I don't want to. I don't want to give up where I live. But I was like, hey, it's my suit, it's my car, it's my cat, it's everything.
Love it.
It's
and the suit never got dirty as well. That's true James Bond style. You know, that's what I like.
Listen, that's this whole thing, and I think like Chris said about this, like the full action scenes. I'm not really big into like fighting action scenes or whatever. I'm more like into, I don't know, laid back comedy. I feel like AI, we can do so much. Cool
we need more of you, honestly. We need more, because so many people want to do this action scene, and for a long time we've been saying, please, can more people just do comedy or like ads and other things that are just not, fight sequences essentially. Like, it's cool if that's part of it, but if that's the whole thing, we need more story than that. We need more like. And that's why it's genius, like this whole idea of weaving in so many references like you do. Right, so you're an expert, so you're going to be just part of the show now if you want to carry on being part of the show for the next hour. We do a compliment sandwich sort of technique where we give something we like about the spec ad, something to work on, and, finish out with something positive. That's generally Andrew's sort of spin on things, so that many of the people actually watching will be the ones that are actually submitting these ads and stuff. So some live feedback on some spec ads that are being worked on. Let's have a look. I think we're ready to go with a night spec ad. If we could launch that one in, Paul. Otherwise, oh no, maybe it's still coming. Right, so that wasn't actually AI generated, but that's going mega viral right now on TikTok with 27 million views, 1.5 million likes. This is an individual freelancer that's just done a spec ad, Andrew. Now that could have easily been a Seedance prompt. Yeah, that's why I showed it as this part of the show. I just thought, genius premise, random girls cutting off her hair, falls into the sink, looks like a night tick, just do it. I really like this idea of just putting ideas out there like that in the AI world and getting inspiration from others that are doing it in just traditional ways. But didn't that feel like it could have been an AI generated?
It was AI generated. To be honest,
I had to check whether it was made with AI, because I thought this character even looks like a Midjourney sort of character, but she's actually a real person. That's her TikTok. That's her filming herself for her TikTok.
Wow.
But I just thought, quite clever premise, like just do it. Like it's very simple, very quick. But let's watch the one that you wanted to watch us to watch, Alex, because I've been told now that Paul has loaded it in the back end as the producer. It's so nice to have a producer on the show now. I used to do this all myself. He's now loaded it in. So let's watch this.
Give me a night call, night, night. Give me a night call, night, night. Give me a I want my desires. You are mine. I am your crime. Why lose my breath when I feel you behind? You coming quick before I come. Give me your I wanna hear you moaning. Give me your distance. Thinking about you. Miss you. Waiting your call and I need you and I need you. Secret of my desires. You are mine. I am your crime. Why lose my breath when I feel you behind? You coming quick before I come. Give me your I wanna hear you moaning. Give me your Give me your I wanna hear you moaning.
So cool to see what open source can do now, huh? And we needed a musical interlude, so thanks for that, Alex. We've got some music coming up, actually, in some of the Runway Spec ads that we're going to watch later in the show.
I just want to say a few things about this. So,
yeah, please.
So the music, the song is, the lyrics, somebody sent me on X. Like, it's somebody with like 3 followers. I was like, okay, this is cool. The original lyrics were done for a song that went crazy viral, and Suno posted it, and it was I took the Skype sound and I made the song from the Skype sound, starting
That's
from
crazy.
the Skype. And then I was like, okay, I love those lyrics. I'm gonna put them I put them as a test in the new producer AI, which is Lyria 3 from Google. And I was like, this song sounds nice. This doesn't sound AI at all. I was like, this sounds so good. And I was like, okay. At the same time, LTX were like, hey, how can we showcase like video, audio to video? And I was like, okay, I'll make a music video. So I talked with them, and yeah, like this thing, you can do it, the whole thing locally. Like this is LTX 2.3. You can run it on a 5090, on a 4090, perfect lip sync, everything. So this you can do on your computer.
Really crisp visuals too, like really high def stuff. Looks really
it's
cool.
mental, honestly. To like that you can do this today at home. And imagine like if you have like a production team, and it's like, but yeah, and the character, I had to invent it. It's actually like I ran a lot of characters through Higgsfield Soul characters. Actually, I love that tool, by the way, to do different characters, because I'm honestly tired of and I think many people are, of the same like AI person. Like it has to be
characters. Yeah,
we're so different in this world, but you know, like that. It all started with the Midjourney woman, right? If you crank up the stylize in Midjourney, you get the same woman, the same man. It's the same character that AI was like, okay, this is the character. So I was like, I did a few things. And I was like, she could fit this whole thing. And I like that she had short hair, because it was easier to keep it consistent, honestly.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I love producer AI as well. This is a tool that I talked about a long time ago. Now it's been acquired by Google, as we know, to create Lyria 3. Artlist has got this. Other places have got this. You can use it directly in Gemini. It used to only be 30 seconds you could do, Andrew, but they've just upped it to 3 minutes. So this is the combination of producer and Google now, Lyria 3. Really, really cool stuff. That's also awesome to hear that you used a random person's comment to like inspire the lyrics, and then the Skype sound as well, like as input. That's so interesting. Honestly, we're going to keep going because we've got so many videos to watch today. Honestly, we've got like over 40 submissions this week, which is just mental. This next one is actually by somebody that I've followed for a long time, and maybe you do too. His name is Benichu, and he's from 3.11 Labs, and he created this RingCentral AI Receptionist ad. Let's watch it.
Some days, every call wants you at the same time.
Sir, please stop screaming. Plants have feelings. 1 second.
So, you didn't order the "I'm sorry I crashed your car" bouquet?
It's for a funeral.
Oh boy.
Trying to do it all can leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Hi, I'm RingCentral's AI Receptionist. I've got your calls and orders covered.
You don't need to be everywhere. You just need the right help.
Here you go, guaranteed to outlast the guest of honor.
Never miss another call with the magic of AI Receptionist.
AI video for an AI receptionist. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? From a RingCentral branding thing, and for someone to have generated this video. Again, we talk about, like, in previous episodes, Alex, it's like, don't force AI, make it where it makes sense, you know, don't have this big public backlash online where it could be wrong for you to use AI. But in this case, it's a perfect brief to use AI to make a funny character like this. And it wasn't the best lip sync, but it didn't need to be. You know, the whole premise was just a bit more friendly and fun and a joyful type ad. So yeah, really nice piece by Benjamin, who really knows what he's doing. If you follow his Instagram, he actually does loads of like chrome samurai art styles that I really, really love following. So I both love his personal art in AI and his client work. So it's one for the future of the show.
Regarding what you said, like, like I think if AI can enhance something or can bring something to life that wasn't possible before, it would have costed millions. That's the
that's exactly it.
Grail. Like we had our our first ad at Massive was a client that, like, he wanted to do this crazy idea for an ad, and he was quoted, I think maybe 5 years ago, $4 million, and then 2 years later he was quoted 2.8 million, and yeah, we did it for a lot less, and it went viral on their socials, and everybody was happy because the clients saw the ad finally after so many years, because it was like it was like a small pizza shop, like small, medium, whatever. Like they didn't have the budget to make that happen. And it's the same idea. Like I'm working on an ad now where there's like Zeus throwing a party and with Hades, and like it looks very good. It's fun. It's like imagine doing that production, but the client wants to see their vision, and then I'm working with a director, and there's a creative director, and there's a whole team. And that's the most important thing. We have like this thing going on, and it's great, and it's working. It's mixing traditional with AI, and we bring this crazy story between
that's awesome,
like mythical gods together, which is great.
I can't wait to show that on the show in the future. When is that going to be public? Do you know, or is something in the background you're working on, obviously? But like,
I don't know yet, but soon.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, what we'll do then is we'll have you on again whenever you want to, and we'll do more of these showcases, because actually client work is very different, as you know, like to posting whatever we want to, you know, because what me and Paul always struggle with is, there's a load of people that can just, you know, prompt whatever they want, but given a client brief and other things like this, it's very different. It's a great segue though into our next video, because one of the best client brief answerers in the world right now is obviously Simon Meyer. Andrew's favorite, I think, is probably, he has launched CRAFTR, and now he has like a whole new thing where he's doing a browser plugin to be able to develop things his way, and he uses these in his everyday workflows. So kind of similar to what we watched earlier, in the, you know, you'd made this yourself, Alex, internally, that what thing we watched from the Runway Ad thing, and he has developed a whole bunch of tools that he uses for his own stuff internally, but he's decided instead to sort of outsource these to the community at a paid thing, I believe. You know, it's not just free to access all of these, but we've got a lot of love for Simon. We're going to hopefully have him on the show. Let's watch what he's got.
Thank you for coming in on short notice. I'll be direct. Your son was flagged by a teacher this morning.
Flagged for what?
I think it's best if I just show you. I want to warn you, what you're about to see is disturbing. What is this? These are his prompts, Mr. Henderson.
That's not how we raised him.
It's okay, honey. We didn't know. Mr. and Mrs. Henderson, I have to ask, does your son use CRAFTR? What is CRAFTR? CRAFTR is a browser extension for Chrome.
Over 150 prompt presets, syntax highlighting, prompt preview before you render. Everything an AI artist needs.
And you think that would help him?
Mrs. Henderson, your son typed "you know what I mean" into a prompt field and expected results. He needs CRAFTR. You should really think about it.
Of course, one of the best storytellers in the game, launching tools, makes a genius launch video for his own tools and stuff. Bravo, Simon. You are hilarious. And that was hilarious, you know, as like a promo for your launching of tools. Brilliant. And he's just had a baby, you know, congrats. I don't know how he's juggling all of this, honestly, like the ability to launch tools. He now has a studio. He's obviously doing these promo videos. It's crazy. He's as prolific as anyone in the game as well, which is just mad. Congrats to him, you know. This is hilarious, though. We need more of this, don't we, Andrew? More genuine comedy, less action scenes, please. More emotion, more comedy. We're here for it. More music, less action, less battle, you know? Like,
I think it's funny
to do that.
When he goes,
Listen,
you expect it to
I want to know
understand.
something, Chris.
Sorry,
I want to know something. I think I've heard of Simon Meyer, but can you point me to somewhere where I can follow him? Because, like,
oh yeah, he's a bit elusive actually. He's mostly on LinkedIn, where we are, like, you know, ourselves actually. But he doesn't really have an X or a YouTube or an Instagram much.
Yeah,
that I've seen.
we're connected.
Yeah. So really look out for him on LinkedIn. And I think he occasionally posts stuff to his YouTube, but not everything I notice. He posts a lot more to LinkedIn than he does anywhere else. And yeah, he's just blowing up in our feeds in LinkedIn every single video, as you'd expect, because the storytelling is brilliant. The comedy is brilliant. Now, the thing that I love so much about him, Andrew, is this idea that you knew it was the Simon Meyer video 10 seconds into this.
Yeah,
you know,
unique style.
No watermark was needed. This is his style, you know. He's now got like a style that we're all getting familiar with, in that we can't believe he's German and that he's this good at comedy. You know, like that was always my thought about this, is that he's actually one of the best comedy writers I've outside of Neuroviz, which was my, you know, the guy that I just loved in this comedy writing scene of AI skits. But this guy is the European Neuroviz in many ways. It's amazing. Like I forgot.
You press a button, guy. You press a button, guy, and the guy who won also the Higgsfield contest. Like now, I see, like, is the guy who?
Yeah, he won the Higgsfield contest.
That was amazing.
Well, his best ever was the Frankenstein Halloween piece that we watched, Simon, which was, you know, the whole premise was just flipped on its head, in that he was a depressed Frankenstein complaining about his situation. You know,
wow. Okay, so yeah, he's amazing.
He's amazing. Like very few, as we've seen, have made it to this show so frequently and been requested and become everyone's favorite so quickly too. Like Andrew's personal AI creator of the year, I'd guess, Andrew, like, or at least last year, he just crushed it. And if you're not on LinkedIn and you sort of are on X and YouTube and other places, you may not have seen it as much. But in LinkedIn, oh my God, the dominance. Every video crushes, as it deserves to, because it's bloody brilliant. You know, he's just so good. Like Meta Puppet levels of good with his music video was just insane. That was Gen AI MTV right there. I literally saw it on this live stream. I was like, oh my God, that would be front homepage of the Gen AI MTV if that was a thing. It's not currently, but let's hope it is soon. But let's keep going to the videos. Go on, Andrew. Go on.
Just very quickly to Alex, you mentioned earlier on in the show about Higgsfield, and you're saying that again, you love the product. What is it about Higgsfield that you liked? You mentioned Soul already, but what else is it about Higgsfield that you would recommend?
Well, Higgsfield's like the cinema studio. They are improving it rapidly, and it's like one of their main focuses, and it's a great product. Like honestly, it simplifies us. It puts you in a flow state much faster, I feel like, than any other tools. But every tool has their own things. I just got used to Higgsfield, and I consulted for their product team, and like I don't know, I kind of became embedded with Higgsfield somehow. Like I know the people, and I was the first guy who Alex, the CEO, contacted almost 2 years ago when they had the first iteration of Higgsfield, which nobody saw. By the way, it wasn't this; it was something totally different.
Wow. Yeah.
So it was a different tool, and I told him like, "This is not it. I don't like this." And he was like, "Okay, we'll go back." And came back after a few months and showed me an update. I was like, "It's still not. I know I don't feel it," and it was full of bugs. And then he came back, and they had those like camera angles and camera effects, and I was like, "You've got a product now."
Yeah.
And I had like a really good relationship with Alex for a long time. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much why I use Higgsfield. I don't know, but I do use FreePic as well. I love the FreePic Spaces. Oh my god, it saves so much time for so many things. Like FreePic Spaces, if AI speeds up your creative work, FreePic Spaces speeds up your AI creative workflow. 10 times faster. You just run a button, everything starts to generate, but you have to do your workflows. So I have a client where I have to repeat some things constantly and just to check on things and some like images and whatever. So I've made this whole work, like the workflows, and they just like keep flowing all the time. If I would have had to do that on any other platform manually, it would have taken me a week. Now it takes me 2 hours.
It's kind of crazy how fast they become. FreePic Spaces is big for us. Let's keep going with the show, though. We've got the next submission is Fragments. This one is a crypto ad. It is by Maria Benzimra and Benzimra & Co. So just a little bit of pretense. This advert drove 20.5 million impressions for our client and is 100% AI generated. Let's watch it.
Bulls. Powerful, yet typically domesticated. But buffaloes, they charge through the wild, free from authority. Heavier, bulkier, longer, stronger, but also faster. While an average bull can reach 25 miles per hour, a buffalo's top speed is almost double. That's what Bitcoin Jr. is to Bitcoin, a superior beast. And it's only available on Fragments. Why ride a bull when you can ride a buffalo?
Again, a kind of simple premise, right? Like it wasn't something too difficult, but I think going back to what you said earlier, Alex, like if you had CGI or VFX things that were on the table that you just were like, this is going to cost too many millions, then those are the ideas that right now AI is a very good brief for, with this new capabilities for CGI, VFX, adding anamorphic characters or adding like stuff like this. It's all possible now. So again, it was just a quick example, a clean example. It was well done. And it's weird that it was in like a 16:9 format, because I assumed that with those impressions and stuff, it must have been a TikTok thing. So I expected it to be vertical, honestly. Maybe they made multiple editions of this and maybe they put some paid budget behind it. Not really sure on the context of that one, but it was something that I thought it was worth watching in the show anyway. But yeah, now we've got loads that were submitted to us. So many of these are by people that are constantly watching the show. Good friend of the show is up first. Glenn, I hope you're watching. Glenn Batkin. This one is your Freedom for Animals piece. Let's watch it. Great little premise. Hey, you're watching, Glenn. Good to see you tuning in. You've always got a space with us, and you're always raising great, awareness around subjects that are really needed. Again, I think this is more of a LinkedIn thing than the next thing, Alex, but we've got a little community that is always doing sort of spec ads for not-for-profits and like things that are animal cruelty related and all of these. There's quite a few of us that actually do these, and Glenn is one of the best of the best. And yeah, great showcase. I love that you did it in this sort of like cartoonishly, like over, it felt like Animal Farm or something, there's again many references. Like it was just, I loved it. Great piece. You know, keep making them. And it's not a real, this is real, not spec. Oh, that's awesome. Again, like one of the things that happened in the past, Alex, is we started this trend a long time ago that Glenn jumped onto that got made into official campaign, talking about the baton effect. So we had this idea to make like minifigures inside of plastic. So it was kind of like an action figure with all of the little things onto it. And Glenn saw this idea. It went viral everywhere on LinkedIn. And his was our favorite spin, because what he did was he did extinct animals and he just used the outline of the animals. So it was missing from the packaging, and this went mega viral again when we reshared this, and an actual charity reached out to make it an official campaign. So it went from our idea to Glenn's spec ad to a real campaign. Like it was the full experience of like just putting something out there as an idea, which you're so good at, and there's someone jumping on that, which was one of our best like live viewers, and then he made an official campaign. So this one is again like an idea that he sold in, and it's a real campaign. Awesome. Congrats, Glenn. You deserve it, mate. Eric too, watching. You know, we appreciate you day one guys that have been tuning in, and now you're getting real client work with AI. It's so awesome to see people graduating to do this stuff. It's really inspiring for others watching as well, no doubt. You can do this full time. You know, it could start as a hobby, and you could make it a full-time thing as a freelancer. You can join an agency that's specialist in doing it, like ours or like yours, Alex. You know, there's lots of us hiring. I've noticed, you know, people that are really into this at the moment that are able to do client work, which is very different to just making everyday prompts. So just practicing client work is a big thing that we would advise to the community. Don't just make whatever you want. Actually think of what a client could actually use in their campaign, and then put that out there, because it could become an official campaign like many of Glenn's have done. Anyway,
something I want to say very shortly here, like when I don't know how many of you know about Dribbble, right? Like the design site. And when Dribbble launched in 2010, it was a huge frenzy for like invites. But I was fortunate to be at an event in London. I can't remember the name of the event, but it was something quite big. And the founder, Dan Siderholm, was there. So I asked for an invite. I was not necessarily like not known, but like I wasn't that, I don't know, into the community of graphic designers and web designers, apps, whatever. So it was 2010. App Store was coming up, and I went to him and asked for an invite. And I did so many apps on Dribbble that were like, I don't know, like, let's say spec apps, right? Or like mobile apps. Nobody was designing iOS apps back then. Like it was very few people. And I did so many that, I don't know, apps that I wanted to see. And it got me so much client work, like for the next 10 years, just from building that profile with all those apps. Eventually, those apps turned into real projects, but like, it helped me so much. And it's the same thing in AI right now. Make a good example is PJ, right? PJ Ace. He did so many things that went crazy viral, and he invested so much time and resources into those. But
it's a common theme amongst everyone we show. The Door Brothers, AI Candy, like all of them, they've done this, like build in public, like also put spec outs out in public. And, you know, some of the best are like, you know, using political satire or something that's very social commentary, like Door Brothers, to make the attention, because that's obviously going to be algorithmically favorable. But then others like Simon Meyer and PJ Ace and other people, they're just going, like I said, for the type of client work and the theme that they want. Because when you hire Simon Meyer now, you've got to be a brand that likes his type of comedy. You know, like you're now in the territory of, he's not just going to answer any brief. It needs to make sense to Simon Meyer, you know, which is a very, very favorable position to be in. When
I'm in the same position right now. Like people come to
that's exactly where you want to be, right?
Because this gods, like God, mythological gods ad I'm making, it's funny. It's a comedy.
It's your tone of voice, exactly. You've secured your tone of voice.
You want you. I was like, okay, cool. And
that's the big takeaway, as if you're listening, like secure your tone of voice through consistency of your AI videos. You know, don't just make random things and post them because no one can understand your tone of voice. You need to be more thoughtful about the through line of what your videos actually are building towards. Anyway, let's keep going with the show. Another great viewer of our show, who was one of the best videos a few months ago, Danny Ratcliff. This is his natural selection Landrover Spec ad. This feature film has an antelope family evading their natural predators on the plains of the Serengeti.
Love it. Amazing.
Yeah, he's so good, isn't he? Like, we've got some really talented people that have been day one of watching this show. Honestly, Alex, it's amazing. We're a smaller community hoping to grow, but the idea is that the talent is unbelievable, and the standard of these videos now is absolutely ridiculous. 2 quick comments. I love the music choice, Danny.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to get flagged on YouTube for watching this because it's a very famous song. I just realized that. So I both was like, yes, that's the perfect song. And oh no, this is going to flag us on YouTube at the same moment of watching that. But absolutely bravo. You are so talented, Danny. Keep it going. You know, I can see people that have had like 10 plus years in advertising. You know, I really can see it when I watch these videos. I'm like, God damn, this guy's answered a lot of briefs. This guy's done some creative work. You know, it shines through the quality these days. Like, and I think with the newer tools with like Seedance and this level of crispness that we're seeing it at, like even further, the micro details, like Andrew was pointing them out in your video earlier, Alex, you know, the little details really matter, especially when you're appealing to people like Andrew, who's got a repertoire of like music and films, and he's got anthologies in his head that are like, you know, references I could never hold, and it's interesting, and I'm starting to see that shine through on certain creators. So you are amazing, Danny. Look at the comments too from all the people watching. They really appreciate that brilliant work. You are so talented, man. Keep it going and keep submitting to us. We really appreciate it. Right, we're going to crack on because we're already an hour and 43 into the show, which is crazy because that means we've got 15 minutes and we had literally 30 more videos submitted. So we're not going to get nearly through them. We'll carry them through to next week, guys. We're just going to watch some, maybe just 1 or 2 of the Runway compads that I'd found that are being entered into the competition we mentioned last week, and then we'll maybe finish out on some more fun sort of music-y stuff that we had. But yeah, let's watch some of the first ones of the spec ads that I did. For those unaware, there were certain objects that you could use as kind of their like premise to the competition. Is you could choose something like a paperclip or a AA battery or certain other artifacts that had to be included in your video to make it part of the competition, or you could go with your own spec ad for a product that doesn't exist. But that was the overall competition entry requirements, and so many of these have chosen like the AA battery or the paperclip, and so that's how you should judge it, is how well was that incorporated creating the video? How clever was that? Etc. 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 So let's watch the first one, which is by the Byte Pit, called The Things That Last, and this is batteries. Let's go.
Everything changes, except what lasts. AA rechargeable.
Nice use of it, and interesting choices, you know, because if you think about it creatively, you can choose dialogue, you can choose anything. They chose music and character consistency and interesting characters, you know, and then at the end they had a kind of like monologue of an advertisement about why the battery, etc., etc. But they were the creative choices made, and I think they were the right ones. In terms of the style was really the sort of a reason that I picked this one up. I really like the characters and the consistency of the characters. It's astonishing how like we expect this now, almost, you know, in that they look the same character from scene to scene, and that's what the standard we should really be aiming for now. So congrats, that was a really, really nice pick. What were your guys' thoughts on that one before we rapid fire through these at the end of the show?
Alex, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Like I loved it. It's so simple, and I love the characters. I think the characters make it very memorable.
Yeah, I like
and also the father looks like the son. It's very like
I noticed that too. The details, man, they really matter, don't they? Like if it was like it didn't look like the same family, then you would instantly be drawn out as an expert looking at these videos. But even these transitions like there, right, where it kind of was a morph between the crib and holding a car, it's nicely done. Like you could see the morphing, but it felt like part of the video. You know, it didn't feel like you were being drawn out because that was a morphing thing. No, it felt like that was well done. So again, really well done. And so
even going back to the details, someone mentioned it as well. Can I notice this on the battery? It's got a little white scratch on it, and that scratch was throughout the whole on the orange bit there. You can see it in a bit there. Like,
you're a real stickler for the details, aren't you? You want to make everything
the whole time from when that guy was a baby all the way to there. You see that scratch? That's throughout the whole thing. So really smart. If I'm Duracell, if I'm a battery maker, I'll be looking at that thinking, we could do that. That would be a great concept or a great ad. You know what?
Well, there were lots of people that chose the AA batteries, you know. Like I said, there were many choices, so we're going to rapid fire through them. Next one is by Kevin, and he didn't choose the batteries. He chose a hose, and his one was, this one's called Kevin, and it's by Ahmed Sad. Let's watch it.
Some people were born to lead, born with a mission and a different breed. Like Kevin, he changes his own diaper. No help, no hyper. He prepares his own meal and makes a big deal out of every laundry cycle. A life of grace, a serious face, a man who moves at his own pace. But now, the ultimate sign to be seen, garden duty, because a yard this green needs a leader supreme. He's a man on a mission with a clear vision. That's why Kevin chooses Pippin. Pippin, the sign you've grown up.
Seeing a mustache on a kid and then seeing me on stream is kind of funny, but then it's hilarious, this premise, right? Like, and I really like the idea of putting music to it, like making it into kind of a little music number, because that's again going above and beyond the competition requirements, and it could stand out potentially as an
that's
entry.
what made the ad. It was the music and the lyrics that made that more than anything else.
I agree. And so often is the case that the voiceover is the breaking point, Andrew, in these spec ads, right? If you don't feel that that was the right voice or the right choice of voice, or whether to include lyrics or make the whole of the script part of the musical, which in this case, it was just like a satirical sort of musical thing that was given visuals. As you said, you really should focus on the song itself, probably in this entry as a judge or something like that. But that wasn't the part of the requirements, you know?
One thing I'm getting from these ads, and this is something really aimed at Alex as well, especially because I was talking about Google Maps. If I can see brands watching your videos, Alex, or any of the videos before, say the battery one, and saying, let's do that. Not let's speak to the creators and get you guys to make it, but let's take that concept and steal it, because you don't technically own the IP of that concept. They can do, and I wonder how many brands are going to start going down that route. Now, obviously, they need to have people who can create it, but I can also see that being a whole thing as well.
It's going to be a big issue if they do that with influencers, though, because they can just call them out publicly about it.
Where people say you copied Alex, or you copied Simon, or you copied Dave Clark, whatever. But I can just see brands start saying, you know what, let's just do that. Or they'll go to a creative agency like Ogilvy and say, can you make this? This is the first draft, or this is the concept. Do that. Make a tweak to it.
100% will say this. 100% will say this. The other thing that I'm thinking every day about it is that we're building for systems that are today, but I do think in a couple of years the advertising landscape is going to be so different. It's not going to be like, oh, we have one concept, let's make one ad. It's going to be let's make 1,000 ads, see which one sticks. Let's make 1,000,000 ads. I think that's going to be the level.
Oh, God.
Let's see what sticks. Everybody will see different ads. It's going to be like a crazy ROAS. It's going to, I don't know. That's how
You're right. I agree. Like Netflix is different for everyone that goes there. And the same will be true with dynamic ads, dynamic content. We'll tell stories differently as well. And I'm excited for that, actually. Let's keep going though, because we've got, go on.
I just want to say, like right now, if you're targeting like through, I don't know, Facebook ads or whatever, like demographics or whatever, you don't target everything about everyone with a personalized ad.
You can't.
I feel like that's the future in a couple of years.
Yeah, different languages and other dubbing and stuff. Yeah, there'll be so much, you know, like I said, we'll have you on part of the show. If you're as techie as we are, we do this. Sometimes our news segment is a whole hour of this show where we just go through stuff that's like, you know, this is incredible Star Trek stuff that we shouldn't be playing with. And it's insane that it actually exists. Let's keep going. No, we've got a Since Forever paper clips. This is another Runway ad. This one is by Sinmente.ai. Let's watch this one.
Cinch paper clips, holding everything together since forever.
So similarly to your cookie idea where it was a constantly showing up thing, you know, they essentially had the reoccurring paperclip in every single generative scene, just weaving it literally into the narrative, both figuratively and in visual form. Kind of a crazy way to take part of the contest requirements, but shows that you 100% made it for this video, you know, this contest and nothing else, I guess. But yeah, kind of a clever way. And so we've seen it all, really. We saw the no dialogue and just a musical and an outro. Then we saw a whole musical entry. Now this, which is every single scene is using one of the props that's a requirement for the thing. It's completely like 3 different takes from 3 different creators all together. Of the 3 that we've watched, which one was your guys' favorite?
Do you want to go, Alex?
Wait. So it was the paperclip, the batteries, and which was the first one?
Yeah, we watched the batteries, which was Byte Pit first. Then we watched the hose, which was the one with the kids. Yeah. And then this one. They're very different, aren't they?
Yeah. I want to say this one for a single reason. Like, it's the hardest to pull off. It's like making
you appreciate the AI effort. That's a unique take.
Yeah,
I like that.
Was the biggest on this one, but all 3 were great. But like for this one, I was like, oh my god, those paper clips, getting them everywhere and getting
it's very
them
difficult.
There and like thinking of what you can use a paper clip for. This had me thinking the most. Like, okay, how would I do this? The baby one was funny. The battery one was emotional. But I think this one was like, for me at least, technologically, I was like, very interesting. And I loved it.
Guys in the comments, let us know which one you'd have picked.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't just let us be the experts talking about this. You guys are just as expert as us on your opinions for this stuff. So that's a fascinating choice, Alex. You know, I was thinking the same thing. We actually answered a brief once, which was to make thrones out of various things. And we had like multiple sports instruments and stuff. And I remember this was pre-Nano Banana days. I was thinking, oh my God, we've done like 40 iterations of this one throne, trying to get all of the various sports equipment that was required as part of the brief. And we ended up just photoshopping loads in and all this other stuff because it was so hard to actually make something fully out of the thing you wanted to back then. And so I appreciated that effort as well. For the paperclip throne, I was thinking, man, the amount of number of generations and the effort that went through to make the consistency work there. And it actually felt real. Like, that is a real paperclip throne. Like, it's not just like out, you know, the outer shell of it. It was like fully made of paper clips, which is crazy. Hard to pull that off. What was yours, Andrew? What was your favorite?
I think it has to be the batteries. I just like the story of the batteries.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best one. But again, the paperclip one, like I posted that one on LinkedIn today. I really like that one as well. So I think it will be the batteries more from the storytelling, but the paperclip, I can appreciate what they've done there.
All right, well, I'm going to throw one last one into the mix as the last part of this segment. This one is...
Before we start that,
yeah,
I want to say goodbye because I have a...
Oh, you've got a hard stop. Yeah, fair enough.
To teach in 2 minutes, in 1 minute, actually. So I want to say...
Good luck with your class, and we really appreciate you joining, man.
For like a couple of hours, so yeah.
I remember now, yeah, we chatted, yes, that you had something to go straight to after this. So, yeah.
Drink some water and go back to the next thing for 2 more hours. Yay.
Thank you so much for joining us for the whole 2 hours, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Good luck with your class, as I said.
Yes.
No worries. Thank you. All of the people, all of the comments are coming through right now. Like, they're on a 30-second delay. A lot of them on LinkedIn, it's about 2 minutes delay. So you'll see a lot of love coming. They're all coming. Paul is very gratefully
running, and thanks for inviting me. And see you next time.
Cheers.
See you next time, man.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
All right, Andrew, let's close it out then. So last one bite away. This one instead used Coconut Crunch, which was another artifact that you could have. This one is by Timeless. Sort of a classic premise there, right? Of advertisements where you eat the product and you get transported to a tropical location. I think Paul's even saying it might have been a bounty ad might have been something like that, you know, or something the past. But yeah, Coconut Crunch, it kind of makes sense for that tropical feeling of coconuts getting transported to that tropical island. The sound effects were really good on that. That's what I appreciate. The low humming of the like office, and then the the various sound effects that were added to make it like immersive and just focus on the visuals. Again, the editing worked really well, no voiceover, so again it was all creative choices, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like that ad a lot. That's still the batteries, but I think that's second for me, as in storytelling wise. I like that.
Now, I'm being told by Paul that we can keep going if we want, up to me and you, basically. Have you got a hard stop at 5, mate? Or your time?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. But feel free to continue. So, everyone, I just want to say thank you again. Thank you again for joining us. A great session, as always. Thanks for Alex, Chris, Paul. Always a pleasure. Always doing a great job. So, everybody, I'll see you next week. Take care.
Hey, congrats again on the house move.
Yes, looking forward to delivering more sessions in where someone said in my cave. It looks like I'm in a cave.
Yeah, I saw that earlier comment about the cave. That was hilarious. Adios. All of the love's coming in now. Thanks, Andrew. Adios, Andrew. Everyone's. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to do too much more because I too have a life to get to, as everyone does watching. So, yeah. I'm maybe going to watch 1 or 2 more videos, maybe just one, not sure. What do you reckon, Paul? Should we just chuck on something random? We had some music stuff, which I kind of want. I'm being told Pac-Man Ad, right? So let's check it out. Oh. Yeah, so we're going to check out, a Seedance music video to finish, and then we're going to check out a Pac-Man ad. In the meantime, for you guys that are watching, if you're new to the show or anything like that, we do have a submission link where someone was asking earlier about how can we get things on the show and sending in a LinkedIn link, I noticed. I will add in a second the exact URL that you need to submit to if you want to be part of this show, and get that on the live screen. And we have this all set up now so that basically it's a form that you can fill out and just let us know, what handles you'd like and all of that other stuff. And so that's the link to get us through. And if you're tuning in through LinkedIn or YouTube, then obviously go over to our YouTube, and now we have a Luma event page as well. We have a newsletter that you can subscribe to. This is the big thing. Again, someone was asking earlier about how can we find out who was behind all of these videos. Well, we've found out that the best way for us to do this essentially is if you subscribe to our Luma Seedly channel, then you'll both get notified about future events that we put on, and you'll be rolled into the newsletter as well. And therefore you'll be able to get directly after, in the next 24 hours, what we actually watched today, because it's hard to basically add all of this into the YouTube thumbnail, which is the other option is in the YouTube copy. We're going to try and do that, but it's much easier right now. If you subscribe to us on Luma, then you'll be sent like a full rundown of every video we watched in order, basically. Okay, are we ready for the Pac-Man ad? Let's see if Paul's got it ready to go, and hope.
Stands for program and control. He's program and control man. The whole thing is a metaphor. All he can do is consume. He's pursued by demons that are probably just in his own head. And even if he does manage to escape by slipping out one side of the maze, what happens? He comes right back in the other side. People think it's a happy game. Well, it's not a happy game. But luckily, Pac-Man didn't affect us as kids. Otherwise, we'd be running around in dark rooms, munching pills, and
Really threw you for a loop there, huh? Someone that's really thought about this and how they could maybe fit it into a storyline. Like, I know it was a bit of a random one to watch at the end of the show here, but it really caught my eye. Let me know about what you guys thought about that video in the comments. And as I said, definitely come and like and subscribe to us over on YouTube, because you'll be notified about other content that won't even reach our Lumo. Like, we're doing shorts on YouTube now and other things, which will be separate content to the live stream itself. So yeah, basically like and subscribe to all of our places: Lumo, LinkedIn, YouTube. All of those will give you different various aspects of this show, like summaries and stuff like that. Yeah, we're getting some comments coming in, like the idea of this meta level, great, so accurate. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? The standard we're at the moment, guys. Like, that video felt so real in the first bits. And these are the sorts of things I'm thinking when I'm watching these videos now is, did I forget it was an AI video I was watching? And, you know, how immersed was I in the overall story and concept of that? And yeah, it really brought you along for the ride in that case. And really just, you know, had a nice little execution and style for the idea, and a perfect twist, as Glenn says, perfect execution and style. Exactly right, Glenn. So many things to talk about with all these videos, huh? Alex is just telling me in WhatsApp, you know, thanks so much for having me. Really enjoyed the show. But yeah, it's just so much to discuss with every video. It's hard to rapid fire, and we're so sorry if we don't cover off your videos every week. What we're going to do, obviously, is push them through to the next week, where we might give you guys a showcase. And thank you again so much for submitting to us all of this incredible content that we're able to feature on this show. And it just flew by, like the whole thing. Even Alex was saying, you know, 2 hours just flew by. Before you know it, he's going straight into a training session because he's in another time zone. It's the end of our day here at 5 o'clock. Also, let us know, is 4 till 6 p.m. our time, or 3 till 5 p.m., which we've been currently streaming on, the better hours for you guys to tune in from? Because we've been having this discussion in private about whether California is struggling to tune in potentially just because there's an hour now extra earlier than it was before when we had it in the 4 till 6 Thursday slot. We can move it back to Thursday potentially, or even have it at 4 till 6 on Tuesday, which is today. But right now we're 3 till 5. We're seeing 4 till 6, 3 till 5, 4 till 6. Yeah, maybe we will go back to a 4 till 6 slot then, guys. So, you know, just to let you guys know, if you're not seeing it at the same time each week, maybe we will try going back to 4 till 6. 4 till 6 Tuesday, we're being said, yeah, a lot more people are saying 4 till 6. So this, thank you so much for that feedback, firstly, because this definitely confirms our, you know, our predictions, essentially. Yeah, the difference is 7 a.m. in California or 6 a.m. is wildly different to our end of the day that we're experiencing here in the UK. And now Paul, our producer, has his own place. He's not going to get kicked out of the library at 5 p.m. sharp like he was before. We have a little bit more freedom, essentially, to, you know, listen to you guys that tune in every week. And we really, really appreciate you hardcore viewers. Yeah, so we'll listen to you. We will move it to a 4 till 6 slot to accompany you guys. We really, really do appreciate you. Maybe you need to do 2 a week. Well, we've also thought about this, Bran. And, you know, when we've got real experts coming on the show, like every week, everyone's getting busier and busier. We appreciate that these guys aren't going to always be continually available for this same slot. So what we might end up doing in that case is either pre-recording an hour so that we can broadcast that during the show, or some other format where we essentially broadcast in the hour that they're available or something, and be more agile to when they can broadcast, if that's still the medium. So keep an eye out for that too, in that there could be a whole second event on a weekly basis that's maybe different from this show. We're also maybe going to be doing deep dives. A lot of people have been requesting that, you know, can we really see a behind the scenes of a full project end to end? And I'm in some discussions with some of the best AI creators out there about giving us access to show their pipe of how they actually make things and stuff. So that'll be another potentially different live stream that you could tune into that's not a showcase of everybody's stuff. one for the USA time zone and for Europe and UK. Yes, 4 till 6 makes so much more sense for you guys. I can really see it in the feedback in the comments, so I really do appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and asking all of the questions that we thought about, because you guys, I really appreciate that feedback. Let's watch the final video of the live stream. I think this one is going to be a Seedance music video to finish, so something fun to finish on. Let's watch it.
Brass in the bones, smoking the chest. Life is a machine that never lets you rest. Clock on the wall and a crack in the sky. We learn how to breathe and we learn how to die. Gold on the gears, rust on the crown. We dance for a while as it all winds down. Love is a spark in a factory of grief. Bright for a moment, then stolen by sleep. Sing, little heart, through the steam and the sorrow. Steal one more breath from the jaws of tomorrow. Round and around, all the old engines turn. We live, we lose, we love, and we burn. Sing, little heart, through the steam and the sorrow. Hold to the light, though it fades by tomorrow. Round and around, as the years take their turn. We reach for the stars and return to the earth.
Oh, that was such a fun little closer. I love that transition at the end as well, specifically where he just is a guy on the bus, but he's starring in his own musical. And yeah, this is brilliant fun, great character consistency. I'm also seeing from you guys comments about like behind the scenes is much needed. So yeah, we will indeed invite some creators on, just if they're willing. Like I said, not everybody's willing. Obviously they do this for a living and they may not be so willing like Simon Meyer and others to show exactly how they make things, because this is their now commercial revenue. But there are definitely those that are willing that I have spoken to, and those that build in public like Rory and others that we follow already. They're guests of the show and have been on multiple times, so we'll definitely get them on to do more deep dives if you guys want that. This one was brilliantly fun. I agree, Eric. This is a really nice little closer to the show. I love this morph right there where you're going through, all of a sudden the curtains are closing almost on the musical theater and he's transitioning to just being a guy on the bus. Great little fun. Would love a Kelly Bosch behind the scenes. Oh, so would I, Bran. She is truly amazing, isn't she, with her surreal music videos? I'd love her behind the scenes on both her Suno and her video stuff, because she's just so talented. But yeah, fun, as Glenn says. Thank you so much, Anita, and you guys that continue to watch the show. I'm 12 minutes over the 2-hour live stream, and yet we've still got so many of you hardcore, viewers tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, this show is being steered by you, and we're going to listen to your feedback about the 4 till 6, and we're going to bump it up. And I loved Eric's comment earlier about 4 till 10. That was absolutely hilarious. If I could do 6 hours of streaming, mate, oh my God. I was just thinking when you said that, how much like I'd need to gargle honey and salt and stuff like that in order to even think about it. But it's something to aspire to, I guess. I saw Harry Mack doing 10 hours of live stream freestyle rapping, so maybe just talking for a few hours longer. I don't know, man. Maybe you should come on the show. Maybe you should help me out and take some of the talking up. But yeah, what a great show, huh? Like Andrew popping in his new pad, Alex dropping in as a guest expert. Said it flew by. 2 hours like nothing, guys. It's just goes by in the breeze these days. It's just such watchable content that you guys are submitting on a weekly basis that we can get through this and it feels like nothing. And yeah, really appreciate you tuning in. I'll send the love through to Alex. Ending it on a high note, exactly, Lara. That's what we're trying to do. Good fun as always. Yeah, it's you guys. We're watching your content for the most part, other than me picking random submissions and other things like this, and things that I'm seeing on the internet. Which is what's astonishing is, you guys are so talented watching this. So yeah, Danny, if you didn't see this, I will forward you on a clip of this, mate, because you made the show again. You know, absolutely phenomenal Landrover Spec ad there. Really, really like that one. Stood out for me in the show. Your visual tonality is just what sets you apart. So bravo. Thanks again for Paul for producing the show in the back end, featuring all the comments and doing some of the heavy lifting. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to end the stream there. Look out for next week, potentially at the future hours of 4 till 6. And subscribe through Luma and YouTube and LinkedIn. We need a 24-hour show. Glenn, there's only my Gen AI Hey Gen character is going to get anywhere close to a 24-hour stream. But yeah. Thanks, Paul. Getting some love for Paul. Let's go, Lawrence. Appreciate that. I'm going to feature that comment because Paul does deserve the love. He's now in with us for 2 hours each week, like really running the show, giving me the show notes, trying to keep me on track, you know, keep us pumping through the videos. And we didn't get through nearly enough this week, but still, you know, we got through a decent amount and really appreciate it. All right, guys, we'll see you all next week.